maybe, or some inside the information got out. The UFC has what's called a war room and Dana White films. All sorts of things. Of the war room, now you know the segment just by example. The way that looks is that they put the date right in this particular case. That's an international fight weekend, which the 2nd of July becomes the 3rd of July, and you then park the car. And both of their names are right there. So you have an easy reference point. The picture from within the war room, if you blow up, you can read the wall. It has an International Fight Week card. On it, and the expected co-main event was Chimaev, one of the names listed in the photograph. Nate Diaz. Now the whole question. Do you believe it? It's one of those spots where I do, as long as you allow me to. I will give you the caveat a lot of times. What goes up on that wall is not signed, it's not agreed to. This is what we're going for. So, along that vein, by no means am I. I'm announcing to you it's going to be, if it's going to be Diaz, and it's going to be July 2nd, but do I believe? That was legitimate, but it was not. Photoshopped. It's not a spoof. It's not an attempt to attract attention, followed by that. It is legitimately up on the wall in the, yeah, I do. War room at the UFC. Yeah, sure. For a couple of really simple reasons. The Adesanya Cannonier was to be the main event now that a fight's going to happen. And we know that we just haven't been told when. Another match that fits that same. The criteria are Leon vs. KAMARU, that fight. It has been announced that nearly a record amount of money has been raised. Almost a record number of days have gone by since the announcement of the fight. Not being given a location or a date, so that it was also believed to be the tournament. Conor McGregor walked in as if he owned the place. There was a lot of speculation about it, but Jared Cannonier tweeted out a day ago that he had signed his contract to fight Artisan, but he followed that up by saying, "More big news to come." And there's not a lot more news. After you sign a contract to fight Adesanya, then we can't connect the dots. It will be governed by unified rules from now on. It's going to be 185 pounds. It's going to be a 5-round contest. Pay-per-view. With the championships on the line, we kind of got it all. Unless you were getting a headline placement on the largest card in the deck. Here. That would be news to Jared Cannonier. They did tell us there would be news, so I'm convinced. I also looked at some other fights on there. Strickland vs. Alex Pierre, just by. For example, we've all been told that fighting this will take place. Thought we had a date. For that, I thought that was set in stone because I know Strickland. I know that he's in training. Camp has been for some time. But that was also rumored to be taking place on July 2nd. Then there was another fight that popped up. Maybe the one that I like the most. Brian came from an X and O's family. Barbara taking on Robbie Lawler. I did. That didn't occur to me. Did you guys see that one? Lawler vs. Bob Arena makes a ton of sense. Sense is a fantastic fight that was an epic battle. Undercard match. But it was still included in this. The picture of Brian that circulated online. Barbara got asked about it and he confirmed, "Yes, I am fighting Robbie. On July 2nd, Lawler." Okay. Right now, there isn't a lot of evidence, I mean. Their witness, the jury is still out. I will just share with you what I believe. And I believe that Adesanya vs. Cannonier is a tough sell. As far as being the headliner of a pay-per-view is just a tough sell. It's just that there's not going to be a ton to happen there, but you have to have the matches that are the right matches. We're going to go ahead and do it now. You can get away with it if you improve the rest of the card. And Chimaev vs. Diaz, that works very well. Much of that is more effective now. It's better than it was 3 months ago, and you've improved. You guys might remember 6 months ago when Dana said he was going to make that fight. And was it Nate? I remember that, right? Or did Dana say he was going to give Nick to me? But do you remember Dana? I only said it once, and it didn't go. We never heard about it again. But Chimaev was looking like this absolute devastation machine now. If they're good, it looks like somebody that they have enough troops on the ground to protect them. They ask themselves if they can take a punch. And they can throw some punches back at you. I can see some real action right now, like Jeremiah vs. Nate Diaz has a very. Now there's a different vibe. I hope that they don't mess with anything. I hope it stays at 3-5s. Nathan's probably going to be mad at me for. I'm just saying that I just think if it's not a title fighter the main event, I'm a purist, so I think it's God. So, I believe you should begin. You begin to wonder why. Why is this going to be a co-main event? Minutes, but this command is 15. But I also do think that it changes the match. Look, that's an interesting one. We're going to come out for that. I had plenty of time to get back and forth. My general premise was to bring you this circulating photograph as it's in the interwebs. I only have 2 lines to express my thoughts. I think it's real. That doesn't mean they're locked in. It doesn't mean they're done. It doesn't mean they have agreements. It may even mean both sides have been contacted. It denotes that this is what the organization is all about. I would like to do. But Nate has been crystal clear in getting me. If Chemical, get in there and do it now. It still does go against Nate, by the way. This opens up the question of what happens in the main event of the ABC card is that I thought the chemist went over advanced Burns. D2. So there are a lot of moving parts. Many things are up in the air. As far as the picture goes, as far as it was a rumor in the sense that it was part of a conspiracy. Some art departments did an excellent job. But half a brain. If you wish, you may. I think it's a legitimate photo. You